Hi there, I'm Lisa Arana and welcome to another Assemble This video. I'm so glad you joined me for today's card. It's specialized for that mom in your life, but I love the design. It could be used for any occasion. I'm going to be using the Aging Gorgeously Sentiment Kit by Unity Stamp Company. It is the July 2020 Sentiment Kit full of great birthday sentiments plus that gorgeous floral image. I'm starting out with a Kraft cardstock card base. It is a standard size card, so it's 4¼ by 5½. And I'm going to be using some Distress Oxides in Worn Lipstick. I do not have the ink pads, so instead I tend to use the re-inkers. It was just a choice I had made. I don't have room for all those ink pads, so I went with the re-inkers until the mini ink pads are available. So I just squeezed some of that down onto an acrylic block, and I'm using the A Faithful Letter background stamp. I just love the scripty words in this background stamp, and I'm just applying some of that Distress Oxide ink and stamping that down onto my card front. Again, you could use the ink pad and just directly apply the ink to the background stamp. Just to add a little bit more dimension and color to the card, I'm just swiping some of that color into the corners to kind of pull that pink into the background of the card. I've already stamped the floral image 3 times on some Kraft cardstock, 2 on one side and 1 in the top corner there. And then I just die cut that down with a stitch scallop border die cut. I'm using the Mom stamp from Dearest Mom. It's a great little sentiment kit. It's a small little one with lots of great mom-related sentiments, and I just like this big, bold mom. So I'm going to stamp that directly down onto my panel here, and I'm using some VersaFine ink. It's just VersaFine Black, and I was having a hard time creating such a solid image over that oxide ink that I decided to pull out my VersaFine Clair and see if I could get an even darker impression that would cover that oxide ink. In the end, it didn't quite work out, so I decided to go ahead and stamp that mom sentiment just one more time on some plain Kraft cardstock. I used the VersaFine Clair Black for this, and it just created a nice deep dark black impression on that Kraft cardstock, so I really like that. And then I just trimmed that down. I ended up deciding to do a banner, and so I'm trimming that down just to the size of the sentiment. And then I did the same thing with a Happy Birthday to You sentiment from the Aging Gorgeously Sentiment Kit, just trimming that down as well. Next, I'm just going to add a little bit of string to this card. Just adds a little bit of something to look at later on. And I'm going to place that over the original mom sentiment. Just wrap that around 3 times and then just tie a quick bow. I do like to leave my bow kind of big, and then I like to have nice long tails as well. So I just tie that up, fiddle it till I get to the size that I like, kind of eyeball it and decide that's about the size I want. So next I'm going to pop this up on the front of my cardstock, just adding some foam tape here. Added some tape to the top at the bottom and filled in the middle a little bit, and then just glued that straight down onto my card front. Just going to fiddle with that bow one more time, get it to the size that I think I like, and then I'll trim down that mom sentiment, add a notch to the end, and then cut from edge to edge to the center of that notch, and that creates a great little banner sentiment. Added a bit of foam adhesive to the back of that, and then pop that over the old mom sentiment to hide that. I trimmed down that happy birthday sentiment so it just said happy birthday, and then cut the edges so it's a nice little banner, and I'm going to glue that directly underneath the mom sentiment. Fiddle with that bow just one more time and then trim off the edges. And then the last thing is to add a few Nouveau drops in a pink, kind of pulls in that pink that we had from the Distress Oxide. 3 to the top and 2 to the bottom. And here is the finished card and its sweetness. I love the pink and the Kraft and the black all together. I also love that I can customize this for my mom with using that Dearest Mom sentiment kit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching. As always, my supplies will be linked in the description of this video if you have any questions or sweet comment posts below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.